Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's officially Coffee with Coach Brandy. And as you guys know, this week we're doing a client spotlight with Mandi, who is here with us. Say good morning, Mandi.
Good morning.
So Mandi and I have our coffee. We are ready to talk to you guys a little bit about Mandi's journey. And there's a few big things I want to highlight right off the bat for why you should tune into this video. So Mandi is a mother of two kids. She is her own small business owner. And she's been with Feed Your Soul since August of 2022, so not even a full year. And she's already completed more than 120 training sessions. So let's just start by giving Mandi a big high five with that. So if you're watching this and you're a mom, you're a busy worker, you're a busy spouse, like busy, busy, busy being the key word, tune into Mandi and she's going to share a little bit about just like how she's navigated this, even through winter, even through the holidays. And so that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. Like when you were seeking out fitness and exercise, what is it that you were looking for that kind of brought you to us?
Yeah, so I was originally trying to do everything at home myself, and with having two kids and my business, I kept making excuses as to I'll work out later. I'll work out tomorrow, and then tomorrow became next month, and then I realized it had been 6 months since I had done anything related to exercising. So I had done some research about some gyms and I decided to just jump in and try Feed Your Soul Fitness. And the reason why I did it was they had the in gym. I could come and I had to sign up and be in the gym at certain times. And that's what I needed. I needed that time of day where I had to block off and actually go there.
I love that. And you've really settled into the in studio. You're very local to the studio, but you've even in times like during COVID, during weather, during work stuff, you've pivoted to instead of me being able to go into the studio where normally I would miss, I'm going to actually do the virtual online workout, even though it's not your preference. You really do make that happen. What's that been like for you?
That's been huge. I honestly, when I first started, didn't think I'd do the virtual classes. I thought I'd be at the gym all the time, but I noticed like kids get sick. I've had client meetings come that end at 9:55 and I could be at the gym at 10. And so it gives me that option instead of skipping a day to actually get there and do a class. And I found the virtual options nice. As I have all the equipment here, I feel like I can still check that box at the end of the day and I feel better after doing it. So it's good. And it's also nice because when my kids are at home, they're watching me do something. And I like that motivating factor for them as well.
Absolutely. I think it's great to teach these kids these days, like mom's got a place to be and she takes care of herself and they're literally watching you do the work at home. I think that's really admirable.
I think the funniest story I have is I was doing a class at home, and my daughter was thought I was just doing like one of those workout classes on YouTube. She didn't think anything of it, and then the coach said my name, and she comes walking in and she goes, "They said your name. They can see you." I'm like, "Yes, yes, they can."
I love that. And your kids are 7 and 10, so you're still busy kind of playing mom taxi and running them to and from school and probably activities. What's that been like for you to really carve out this time and dedicate it to you without the mom guilt? Talk a little bit about like that part.
It's been nice because I feel like that's why I do that 10 a.m. slot. Right now that they're in school, it's nice because in the afternoons, I can, when they get off of school at 3, I can dedicate myself to homework, sports, wherever else we're driving. I'm being a chauffeur and I don't have my own personal guilt of, oh, I didn't work out today. And I can do it all. And I notice I get a little bit nervous, like come spring break or Christmas break. I was like, how am I going to fit this in with the kids at home? And I might not make it the 4 days that I normally do a week, but I hit 3 days a week, and that feels good to me at the time. So it's nice to have that flexibility.
Yeah, I think it's really admirable that you're busting out 4 sessions a week. And even though you've got this busy lifestyle, you're certainly not sitting around. That's a really admirable piece. What's that been like for you to kind of break the excuse you had before where you were busy and you were talking about like it perpetually was like next Monday, next month? What's that felt like for you to actually break through that excuse and actually make it happen since August, so regular, so consistent?
It's been, I think the biggest piece of it is I feel better about myself. I feel good at the end of the day. And at first, it was a little overwhelming thinking I've got client meetings. I'm going to have to take off midday to go to the gym. The nice part is it's a 5-minute drive. So it's not like I had that excuse that I was going to be gone for hours. I was an hour out of, it still is an hour out of my day. And it came when I first started, I told all of my clients, I said, I'm going to be gone during this time. But if something important comes up or if you need to schedule a meeting, go ahead and schedule over it. So they got it stopped blocked off on my calendar, but no one really listened to it. Well, now it's become more and more. This is what's happening. I'm not moving my schedule around for you, and we can work around it. And that's worked really well. Everyone understands. I mean, there'll be times here or there where we have a deadline on Friday and it doesn't work. But some of those are where I have gone virtual. And I've said, okay, well, I can meet up till 10 a.m., but at 10, I'm off. Sorry. And then that gets me right back into it at 10:40, 10:45. So 45 minutes out of my day, everyone can live without me. I have learned. And then what else keeps me motivated to keep that time blocked is afterwards, I feel more focused. Like this is a part that I wasn't expecting. Like I was expecting to feel better physically, but afterwards, I found that I get a lot more work done. I think my focus is there. I get the work done, and it's just better quality work. So that I wasn't expecting at all.
Little surprise factor. I think
Right.
that's really powerful. I mean, a lot of people who specifically take that 10 a.m. workout talk about that because most people will get to their office or desk 7, 8, even 9 o'clock, get something done, start structuring their day. And that 10 o'clock is that like better than a cup of coffee wake up call. And it really gets your brain thinking, it gets your body moving, it gets those feel good endorphins. So I love hearing that that's really helped you with that. That's what we would absolutely consider a non-scale victory. What other types of non-scale victories have you found for yourself with these workouts, especially now that you've started integrating Zumba?
Right, right. I love Zumba, by the way. I'm its biggest fan. I have found just in general, I'm more motivated to do things physically. So like last Friday, I did a mother-son kickball game. And in the past, I would have kind of shied away from that or been really self-conscious about, oh, I don't want to run from home to first base or what happens if like I didn't want to embarrass myself. Well, last Friday, I felt very confident about it. And I just was able to have fun and not worry about anything physically, just have fun. And that was just a nice change of pace for me. And I found myself instead of walking my dogs in the morning for a mile, the past few days have been going 2.5 miles. I mean, it's just little things like that where I feel like I have the energy to do things.
I gotta say, I mean, these are really huge lifestyle like bullet points as far as still being able to be there to support your kids for what they need, but yet still saying, I matter, this workout matters. It's bigger than what the workout actually is, but also I can still schedule work appointments and draw boundaries with coworkers and clients and things like that. But the world still keeps spinning. Like just because I'm going to take this hour for myself to commute in, take the 40-minute workout and commute back, nothing falls apart in that hour. And I think that's the big thing a lot of women tell ourselves, right? We're such busy people. We have a lot of that perfection complex happening. We don't want anything to fall through the cracks. So that's where we'll sacrifice this type of stuff that is critical for our health, critical for our mental health, physical health, emotional health. And you kind of putting these blocks in place, do you feel like that's such a great foundation to build upon? Like, what would you tell women out there that are kind of struggling to where you were before you joined us in August? What would you tell them?
I would say one of my biggest hurdles that I came over was when I get stressed at work. And in March, I want to say I was working on a client that was very, very stressful, very demanding. And so I felt stressed and overwhelmed with work. And so the last thing I wanted to do was step away from my computer and go to the gym. Like I went there mentally. I was like, I can't step away from this. It's all going to fall apart. Because what I found was stepping away for an hour, they figured out things on their own. Like it was amazing how much came together there. And B, I was less stressed because I walked away and all these pieces that I thought was stressful, I was able to think through on the drive and then forget about everything for the 40 minutes in the gym. And it helped me. It helped me just take a breath, step back, and then come back to it with a clearer mind.
Yeah.
So I would say even when things feel stressful, it's worth it. It's worth taking that time for yourself.
It's kind of like even more important to get yourself that reset button, because I think I've been guilty of it. Shoot, I was guilty of it this week when you're just so frazzled, but you're trying to push and it's just not even quality. And it's like, step back, reset, so that when you actually do put work in, it's actually productive and thoughtful, purposeful work versus just frazzled, chaotic work.
Right. And I also feel like that led into at home when my kids got home. I was less stressed when they got home. And so I was able to be there for them and be able to think with a little bit clearer of a mind.
Yeah. Better mom stuff, better attitude. I've had a lot of people say, like, I'm a better wife, I'm a better husband, I'm a better person because I'm able to be better for them. And I can also
Right.
speak to that for sure.
Right.
So you've accomplished a lot. What are the goals you have for yourself going forward?
I think my biggest goal is just I want to get through the hurdle of summer. Like that's my biggest goal is to keep moving forward when I have everyone at home. And I'm very lucky because my husband works from home and he's very hands-on. So I'm able to say, I'm going to be gone for this time. The kids can help themselves. They're old enough now where they can kind of entertain themselves for an hour. But it's really my goal is to get through the summer and stay as active as I am right now.
We look forward to celebrating your year anniversary in August. It'll be here before we know it. And knowing that you made it through the hurdle of what the cold, dark, snowy winter was, the holiday season, if you made it through that, you can definitely make it through summer. It's its own pivot, but I like when people can get through a year cycle and season of being a part of a community and having that place to belong to, because you do learn so much about yourself in these different seasons. And as people get sick or you get sick, and if you travel and God forbid somebody passes away, like these are life things that are going to pop up. How do you navigate them? And a lot of times having that, like, that rock, that one foundational piece where you can lean to go to Zumba, you can go to this class, it's that 10 a.m. that you always do on Tuesdays, like you get that regiment down and it helps to structure. So the last thing I'll ask you is, for any of the other women who are watching, anything else you want to tell them about, anything to help inspire them?
I would just say do it. My biggest suggestion for you is sign up ahead of time and plan your week ahead of time so that you can block off that time and you know that is your gym time. I feel like when I don't sign up, those are the classes that I miss.
Yeah. And honestly, then it gives you something to look forward to. It's a break in your day.
Right. Right. And tomorrow's Zumba. Already looking forward
Yes,
to
I love it.
it.
Mandi, you've been a very amazing powerhouse so far, more than 120 training sessions under your belt. You've got to feel really proud, really accomplished. And I appreciate you jumping on with me for coffee with Coach Brandy today. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the studio soon.
Thank you.
Bye,
Cheers.
Mandi.
Bye.